Good morning to you, my dear listener and subscribers of my YouTube page. In case you are just getting into the YouTube channel, please just hit the subscribe key so you can always get updates of my inspirational messages. Thank you so much for doing that. Stay with me for a very interesting message for today. Let's hit this rolling. Okay, I believe you are up now, little ones, young people, full of energy, ready to take on the world. Are listening to me now. And of course, I'll open the phone lines to get your vibe, to get possibly questions. But I know there are things you won't want to ask me because mommy and daddy are at the corner. But then, this morning, I want to talk to you about breaking the wall of conflicts and building the bridge of collaboration with your parents. Breaking the wall of conflicts and building the bridge, constructing the bridge of collaboration with your parents. Now listen to me. There is one thing you must have at the back of your mind. There is nobody in the world that can love you more than your parents. That's a settled fact. There is nobody in this whole wild world that thinks of your best interest if not your parents. They are so concerned about your success. They are so concerned about your good. They are so concerned about you making it in life that they become overprotective, over concerned, over involved. And these are the areas you as a child begin to get worried. But do you know what? As the year draws to an end, as you march on into a new year, there is something you must do for yourself so that you can have a very awesome relationship with your parents. And that is the fact that you have to settle in your mind that your parents have you in the best interest. Now, the question you are asking, if they love me too so much, why are they so much? Why do they push so hard without understanding? Now listen, the generation your parents grew in and the generation you are growing in are of different paths. What you experience and what they experience is not the same. Where they are coming from and where you are is not the same. So in an attempt to help you, they are bound to make so many mistakes. Now your biggest tragedy comes up when you get angry over your parents' mistake. You have to have it at the back of your mind that the mistakes your parents make is not because of hatred. It's because of their attempts to help you. And because many parents today are not actually trained, they are not schooled to be parents. They only went to school to study their professions. Their parents raised them based on their understanding, and they are also raising you based on their limitations. Now, in order for you not to get yourself muddled up into disagreement and conflicts with your parents, you have to forgive all their mistakes. Now listen, many of you complain
that your parents don't understand you. But if you have it at the back of your mind that the reason why your parents do what they do is because they want to help you, it will help you in a way not to get angry, because problem arises when your parents are trying to help you and maybe they are not doing it very well. The challenge now comes in when you begin to exhibit some certain character to disapprove their approach, to disapprove their person. You go into conflict with them. And that over the years has made you not to be in their good books. It has made you to live a pretentious life. In their front, you just do the things that please them. Then at their back, you become something else. And I know you are worried. Sometimes you wish they could just understand. Can you just forgive them and let go? Can you just look at them when they make those errors and smile? And just say, oh, daddy, you will just not change. Mommy, you will always be like this. Can you guys just try and understand this generation? Now, when you say it, there's one thing about dialogue. If you try to prove your point from an angle of disagreement, you will get conflict. If you try to prove your point from an angle of disagreement, from an angle of anger, you will always end up in conflict. But if you try to prove your point with understanding, with love, with concern, and with a mindset to forgive them even when they don't understand you, there is something that happens. There is this bond of unity you create with your parents. And over time, they get to respect you. Now listen, let me tell you a very practical experience. As a young boy, growing up, I had a long conflict with my dad of blessed memory. He's late now. And it happened that I left Lagos, came down to Abuja to struggle because things were not going well. Dropped out of school for years. I found my path back to secondary school. Then I traveled to Lagos during one of the holidays. And because of the nature of the place we lived in, a very rugged place, a place near to the description of Ajegule, if it is not even more than it. Dad would not want me to go out and stay at a particular time, but the house was not also conducive to stay. So sometimes I just feel like going out to get fresh air. But then, this is my dad and this is his principles. You know what I did during those days? I go out to get fresh air. And dad says the moment is 9 p.m. Whether I am 10 meters away from the house, I should return into the house, into the room. When I say room, you think it's one big apartment. Some of you live in flats. Some of you have your personal room. I and my dad stayed in what you could call a shop in the market. That is where we are. Wasn't conducive to sit down and have fun, but then I needed to gain his respect again. I needed to help him see me from another perspective. So I kept his rules and principles. I had some friends, we do sit out to get fresh air. The moment is that time, I say, I'm home, I'm going. They say, Daddy's boy. But I cared less. Even when I finished my secondary school and I went there, I continued in the same pattern. And you know what happened? Before he died, I became his confidant. When I mean his confidant, I became his trust. I won it such that if my dad will go to his brothers and they discuss, before he will take a decision, he will tell them, let me discuss with my son. Now, don't forget that this same man, we had a face-off. When I mean face-off, for 3 years, when I had to struggle. But the truth is, I grew in understanding. I grew in knowledge. I forgave him. So I mended that relationship and I crushed the wall of conflicts and built the bridge of collaboration. It was so sad he had to pass on when I was in my 100 level. But the good thing is, I could look back without seeing regrets in the relationship I kept with my dad. And you can also do it. You know why you have to do it? Is that you need their trust. You need their confidence. You need their belief. You need their prayers. And you need their collaboration. If you must stand out. Now, there is no doubt that some of you have parents that are so troublesome. Yes, with no apologies. Yes, I agree. I understand you. But you know what? If you hold anyone hard in your mind, you will crush your reputation. You will destroy your growth pattern. You will grow vices inside you that will destroy you in the future. You will develop some character pattern that will hinder you. A girl child, you can cause yourself delay in marriage. A male child, you can cause yourself trouble in relationship. You see that little place you call your house where your mother, your father, your siblings are? That is where you begin to build how you will live in the community. That is where you begin to build how you will exist in your own home. It all begins within. So can you decide in your mind to join hands with your family, with your mother, with your father, and say, this time I'm going to break the wall of conflicts. I am going to understand them. Now, to understand people, you need to learn them. And for children, I don't need to tell you to learn your parents because you have been learning them over time. But the problem you've had is that you have not been able to understand them because you could not forgive their errors. So what am I trying to tell you this morning? Break that wall of conflict. Replace it with a bridge. Communicate with your parents. If they cannot initiate the communication, you do it. Do it with understanding. Choose how you speak to them. What your friend's father will accept may not be the same with what your father would accept. And that doesn't make your friend's father the best dad in the world. I was telling a teenager yesterday, a young boy, something happened while I was there. The father came in and was to go out, and he asked the father a question. That question was a very wrong one. But thanks Jesus, the father did not hear him. And when the father was like, "What did you say?" Somehow he understood that there's going to be an eruption. So he just twisted. When the father left, I took time to talk to him. The phone lines are beeping. Some people want to talk. I will open the phone lines. I promise you. I beg my producers, I'm going to stretch this a little bit further. So stick with me. Let me finish this talk. Now, when the father left, I started talking to him. See, that question you asked was wrong. And if your father has had it, there will be serious eruption. There will be serious eruption. Now, I want to just drop this note here and open the phone lines. You want to talk to me, whether you are a father, you are a mother, you are a child, you listen to this broadcast, and you have questions to ask, especially as has to do with your father, your relationship with your parents, you can talk to me. But then I know very well there are things you wouldn't want to ask me because daddy and mommy are very, very close. So I will tell you, daddy and mommy, please subscribe them for the seminar on the 3rd of January. The 3rd of January. I'll be letting that out, but let's finish with this discussion. The phone lines are open now. Call me up, questions, contributions, and possibly appreciation. You can call me. The numbers to call are 0708 655 4000. 0708 655 4000 or 0705 086 3939, or you can also call 0909 629 9777. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Can you speak up? Your name is? Okay, talk to me. Amen. Okay, please, you have a question to ask me. I can't really hear you very well. You have to speak up.
Okay, I have a question to ask you.
All right, go ahead.
Something is affecting me seriously.
Your boy.
Every time he wants to talk to his father doesn't listen to him.
Okay.
In the case of this thing, how are we going to do?
Okay. I can't attend to that live on air. So you would have to, I would just say, try to make it down to the seminar on the 3rd of January. If you are not traveling, try to make it there and come with your boy. All right. If you subscribe to this seminar, I would give your boy, if you try and be one of the first 10 that will subscribe, so that I can give your boy a private section, a free private section. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And bless you too. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Your name and where you are calling from. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Turn down the volume of your radio so we can get you clearly. Okay, please, when you call, so I can get you, your contribution, your encouragement, your question, turn down the volume of your radio so I can hear you. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Aliyah
Okay, Aliyah, where are you calling me from?
from Duse.
Okay, talk to me.
I wanted to ask that
Okay, go ahead.
how would you talk to your parents about something they don't want you to explain to them when you offend them?
Okay, how would you talk to them when you offend them and they don't want you to explain, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll address that shortly. So keep listening now. All right, Aliyah, just hang up. I will be treating that now. You know, sometimes our parents can be very, very interesting. Something happens and you want to explain, and daddy and mommy would not want to listen. What do you do? Okay, let me take this call. Maybe I have other questions. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
This is Yahya from Abuja.
All right.
From Cuba.
All right, Yahya, talk to me this morning.
I so much like the way you talk to everybody.
Yes.
In fact, I'm so glad, and because I've just finished what you have just said now. I've just finished for my son. Because yesterday he went out. After we have to go and sleep, he went out and he didn't come in time. That's what I'm telling him before I opened your program.
Wow.
This morning. Yeah. Please, I just want you to. I want to join that
for the seminar.
This thing.
Yes. I will give her the details and how you can actually register for that seminar. I would like to see that your boy.
Thank you very much. I'm so appreciative.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, answering Aliyah's question, when something happens, something wrong happens, and your parents do not want to listen, you know, the biggest challenge children have is talking when parents are not ready to listen. All right. Children, you need to know when your parents are ready to listen. Because when you talk, when they have their head filled up with so many things, they won't listen to you and you will be thinking they don't care. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Japheth.
Okay, Japheth, where are you calling? Japheth, please turn down the volume of your radio.
Okay. I'm calling from Warrior.
Okay, Japheth, talk to me.
I'm very interested in the matter that you are treating.
Yes.
You know, when my father was alive, I used to have an argument with him. But on a short time, I have to realize that. And it takes the grace of God.
Yes.
For you to realize that. So I later realized that anytime I do something wrong with you, I'll come back and beg him after.
Yes.
And as the other year, as he was saying, people want to make argument with them. At that moment, they can't listen to you. So we have these parents. Now we know them more than any other person.
True.
So at the end, when you argue with them, you come back out to them. Or you tell them that you want to talk to them.
Yes.
They can listen to you very well. But in that moment that you're making argument, no way they can listen to you. They're your parents.
That's true.
So
for
me,
yes,
my father is late, but my mother, we have a good relationship more than any other person in the family. But before, we don't used to.
Wow.
Because anytime something happens, I come back and beg her. There's no to make argument when they are saying something that is wrong. By that time they are saying something, they tell the thing that they are telling me or they are telling me is right. So you don't need argument.
True.
When everything you finish, you come back and talk to them. But at the same time, it's still the grace of God.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah. So,
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your thoughts there. Yes, Alia, did you hear that? Did you hear that? When the worst thing you can do as a child is argue with your parents. Never engage in arguments. Instead, set up a platform for dialogue. Create a bridge for collaboration. So when they are angry, the worst thing you can ever do is become angry. When your parents are angry with you, the worst mistake you can do is to be angry. So never get angry when they are angry. Instead, take it easy, keep quiet, listen, and then don't take every aggressive word they say, don't take it to heart. Then catch them when they are calm. When they are calm, they will listen to you. I can assure you. In fact, every parent listening to me will be nodding their head. Yes, this is true. When your parent is calm, call their attention and explain to them. Do you know that parents used to be sorry? A secret? If you do that, you'll be surprised that your dad, your super dad, who will never be sorry, will tell you, okay, son, I'm sorry for that. And that would bridge the gap. And the day you achieve that, the wall of conflict will be broken and you will have collaboration. Everybody needs a home where there is peace. Everybody needs a home where there is fulfillment. You want to come back to your house and you are happy to see your parent. That is the dream of every child. Am I not speaking your mind? You want to come back home, whether you passed your exam or not. You just want to come back and be able to look your dad in the face and tell your dad how horrible you feel about the failure and how happy you feel about the success. You want them to accept you, whether you are succeeding or failing. You just want to be able to communicate with them. But that wouldn't work if you want to force your ideas on them. I don't have all the time. I have overshot it. I hope you guys will help me beg my managers. But I believe it is worth the while. I believe it is worth the while. Let me take this last call and then we'll talk about the seminars. Good morning.
In case you are just getting into the YouTube channel, please just hit the subscribe key so you can always get updates of my inspirational messages. Thank you so much for doing that.